Well, ladies and gentlemen, for starters, it is good to be back. To be honest, when I said quick break, emphasis on the break, I did not intend for the break to be 2 months long. I mean, that's just 30 days shorter than on a 90-day probationary period. I'm rusty, okay? Like these examples will pick up with time. Now, being gone for 2 months, as you can imagine, a lot has happened and so many missed opportunities to write something into the show. I mean, 2 weeks into August, what is there to talk about? I mean, we can't talk about the submarine. I mean, it was a submersible controlled by a wireless gaming controller and held together by Gorilla Glue and duct tape. Sad. We actually weren't going to talk about that in the first place. But how about this? Colleen Ballinger, or Miranda Sings, like everything that's been going on there. That's been talked about to death. Like I don't think we should talk about it 2 weeks into August. Like the summer's over. It was cool that it overshadowed the premiere of one of Olivia Rodrigo's songs. Oh, speaking of which, she just released a new song today. We can talk about that, but I don't really want to. But what we do have to talk about, and we'll do it in a second, is the strikes. A lot of developments with those. How clear is it that I've been living under a rock this whole time? Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, before we go any further with the show, I do want to mention that since our last show, the actors have joined the writers on the picket lines. And here's what that means. It means now SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild of America are still fighting for reasonable benefits and a reasonable deal with the studios. And last week, SAG-AFTRA announced that actors are no longer supposed to talk about past work during the strike and the negotiations, which means rewatch podcasts are now off. What a shame. And that was rude. Sorry. And anyone who was booked to do a convention, all they can do basically is smile and wave. So basically everybody's in it for the photo ops, I guess. Now for social media and whatnot, the influencers have all made bold switches to their content, like especially the ones who talk about movies and TV shows. They're not talking about food, so go get it, I guess. That's kind of a bold way to show that you're in solidarity with the strike. Now what does that mean for this show? Well, I've decided that I'm going to continue doing the show as is. Like, whether it's the pop culture references, the current events, the scenarios that really sound stupid but make you think. It's just what the show has always been. And the decision to keep it on during this whole time, despite technically being a late night show. Listen, we have 259 subscribers. I don't even think I qualify to join SAG-AFTRA in the future, because maybe by that time we just have 350 or something like that. So I acknowledge that some people will show their criticism. They'll look at me like I'm a scab. Yeah, but I gotta. I'm trying to learn not to let things bother me, and besides, it's fine because I already get looked at like a simp and a scrub. The more you know. All right, now on to the topic. No matter what point in life we're at, some of us learn over time, while others right away. A lot of people don't mind their business, do they? I mean, I've heard of Big Brother is watching, but if you think about it, somebody's Big Brother is listening in and knows that you accepted 2 dates to the prom and didn't tell either about the other. Alright, that may be an iCarly reference, but you know how it is. You know that feeling when you're having a conversation and it gets really quiet in the Walmart? For example, when you drive for Uber or Lyft. I mean, I've driven a time or two, maybe 50, but the different drivers that you encounter while ride sharing, you get a variety of them. You get the bitter, you get the quiet, you get the awkward, and sometimes the creepy. No, I do not drive for Uber. But I tell you, one time I ordered an Uber and the driver was so outgoing. I mean, we had this conversation. It was like we were best friends. That whole 4-minute drive from Subway to my house. Good times. Now, if you ride share, occasionally, you'll get passengers who don't really want to include you in the conversation. They don't really want to talk much. I mean, I heard there's a feature of how much talking you want during your ride. I'm yet to see if that's real. You can't trust everything the internet tells you, I swear. But imagine they're having a loud conversation in your car, and you just can't help but think it's inviting and that you can just jump in at any time. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that cashier, man? Oh yeah, that guy was such a dork. I mean, he wanted to start a conversation with us, but nah, man. Why are you so corny, bro? Yeah, corny. That's the word. Yeah, he sounds like such a character. I'm sorry, we weren't talking to you. Okay, my bad. Why did that story sound kind of personal? Can we get that? Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I swear this is the last self-deprecating joke in the show. I swear, but the workplace is often full of people who like to start trouble. I mean, take this. You got 2 coworkers who become friends, just friends. Happens to be a beautiful woman in her late 20s and a simpy-looking 21-year-old guy. Everybody in the workplace takes note of this friendship, and they decide to bring it to the assistant manager's attention. I wasn't there, but I can imagine, with the incompetence of these coworkers at the time, it probably went something like this. Gee, I don't know, boss. I see these 2, they're inseparable, boss. They just never leave each other's side. I swear I saw this guy waiting outside of the restroom for her one night. Okay, I mean, allegedly, you can't say that. You can't make claims like that if they're not true. Okay, I'm sorry, boss. I'm just giving examples of things that I may have saw. I don't know. I'm half blind. One of my eyes has cataracts, boss. But they're just always together. brushing each other's butts. It's weird, boss. He's always in a personal bubble. Uh-huh. You know, he does seem a bit like a weirdo. He does, yeah. Yeah, let's do something. I can neither confirm or deny that this story is about me, despite how we opened this segment and the fact that I made it obvious. Okay. And you know, it could even be people close to you. You know, take this for... Rod, you're interrupting the show again mid-sentence. Well, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. What's up, Rod? I see you changed things up this week. Well, I had to because you made me self-conscious. I mean, just imagine being in an Uber and you're driving and then you got two passengers that are just talking very loud. Hey, Rod. You know what you look like? What? The spokesperson for Brawny Paper Towels. Zing! Ha ha! Why do you always have to do me like this? Listen, true friends are honest with each other. You know, I hate when he has a point. Something about me is every summer, for the last 7 years or so, I like to watch Big Brother on TV. Now, when I tell you the amount of drama and betrayal and baggage that this show has for the last 24 years, you leave watching every episode, you turn it off, and it makes you think. They call that strategy. But you know, every season there's always one player who plays all sides of the house, and they're basically the mastermind of the season, or maybe a mastermind for like a month or two. But also, I feel it's appropriate to combine multiple communities of fandoms here when I say, do you want to start an alliance? It's too late for me to get into the office. Rob, it's never too late to get into something. I mean, you do you. It's too late for me to get into the office. And speaking of Big Brother, during the strike, reality shows and soaps are going to be very present. I mean, take it from me, your host, the Scab. By the way, I want to mention that this show was written 100% by AI. An idiot. Well, we have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm going to need a minute. So I was driving the other day, you know, just reflecting on some stuff. You got a fast car, and I want to take it to anywhere. Anyway, I was thinking about when I started out driving and, you know, when I got my learner's permit and had it until I was 19 years old. I was a late bloomer. I remember something my parents told me while being taught how to drive was, when people honk at you, there's a way to tell the difference of the different lengths of honks. Like, you know, someone's behind you, they go beep beep, okay, they're just reminding you to go, or they're telling you to go. But if they're behind you and they go beep, like, you know, that really long beep that you usually hear if you're taking too long at a traffic light or someone's literally driving past you. I was told that means that driver is swearing you out. And you know, when I found this out, I was a little offended, not gonna lie. It made me think for a while. And I was like, wow. I would have been less offended if they gave me the finger. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when radio DJs talk over way too much of the song. I mean, come on. Alright, this week's list is titled 5 Unexpected Where Are They Nows Cartoon Edition. This month, I've decided to make all the possibility lists increasingly obvious that I make them up, because I've been doing the possibility list for 8 years now, and people still buy it. They still think it's real. And I'm like, nope, that was all up here. Okay, so 5 cartoon Where Are They Nows. At number 5, after the success of their vitamins, Fred Flintstone went into pharmaceuticals. Good for him. Number 4, Beavis and Butthead hang out outside the CVS. Number 3, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy own a custom rug shop. Number 2, Sid the Science Kid is now a rapper who goes by Kid Sid. And at number 1, 5 unexpected Where Are They Now cartoon editions. Again, completely made up. Dora studies abroad, currently taking an off year in Peru. Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Alright, so a few shows ago, 4 months ago in people years, I reviewed the first trailer to the Barbie movie, and it went a little something like this. The other night, I don't know what got into me, but I watched the trailer for the new Barbie movie that's coming out. And I'll be honest, it looks a little too good to be a movie about Barbie. Yeah, my first impression was it looked really good. Like almost too good for a Barbie property. I see the movie, and I'm not going to say it was bad. I'm not going to say it was good. But it made me think. It made me think about life and why a single 26-year-old man went alone to see the Barbie movie. I didn't go out to see it. I looked up a bootleg, but still. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. Until next time, remember to eat your vegetables. Either that or get better at feeding them to your dog. You can't be too obvious. All right. Well, that's my time. See you next time.